Okay, you said you're spending about $200 a month.
Yeah, on average.
Your energy every year, on average, goes up by about 6.7%. And that's just because you're in a higher tier of energy usage. You spend enough money that it's going to cost an extra 6.7% every year compounded, probably for the next 20 years. So what we do is we take 6.7%, we multiply that by $200 a month that you were paying, and we multiply that by the next 20 years. Now, through the magic of compound interest, you're going to spend about $96,000 on your electricity. When you're thinking about solar, this is the number that we have to beat. We have to save you enough money that you're cutting into this $96,000. Okay, so there are two ways to go solar. The first is cash, and that means you just put up the cash up front and pay to have the system installed. And we actually looked at your roof and found that it would cost about $25,000 to put a system on there.
So I'm paying $25,000 and I'm getting a system up on my roof.
Right, and this is designed to offset all of your usage right now. So getting rid of your electricity bill, instead you're just going to pay one time $25,000 to put the system on your roof. And this includes all of the permitting fees and tax incentives and rebates and all those kinds of things.
End of the day, $25,000.
End of the day, $25,000. As a result, all we do is we take $96,000, which is how much you were going to pay, and subtract $25,000, and you're paying about you're getting about $71,000 in savings by investing this $25,000. Okay, so what if you don't have $25,000 to invest in a system?
I think it's safe to say right now that I don't have $25,000.
Okay, yeah, because most people don't just keep it in a sock drawer. So there's actually another way this could work. So in this scenario, we established that you would save about $71,000.
Yeah.
At that amount of savings, it would make sense for you, if you put solar panels on your roof, to turn around and buy panels and put them on your neighbor's roof, and then just charge him a little margin off of that, off of his savings, so that you could make some money as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So this has actually already been done, and it's called Solar as a Service. Instead of paying...
So I don't own the panels at all then?
No, you don't
They're
own
up there and I don't own them. Okay.
Right. Yeah, you don't even have to own them. You don't have to maintain them or anything. Instead of paying $200 a month, the way it would work out, and we priced this out for your house, it was $189 a month. And that savings probably doesn't seem like a lot, but remember, when we started at $200 a month, energy is going to go up 6.7% every year. For Solar as a Service, it has a set range that will go up over the next 20 years, and it's set at 2.2%. The way that we would graph it out probably is that if you didn't go solar, your electricity bill over time would look something like that. But with Solar as a Service, it doesn't go up as much. And so it's going to start off not saving you a ton of money, but then over time, it's going to save you a lot of money.
Yeah, because we're looking at this from a pure financial standpoint. So yeah, this is all amazing, but I could do other things with $25,000 at the same time.
$189 a month for your payment doesn't seem like a lot of savings.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, it's only $11 less than what I was paying before.
Right, exactly. But remember, it's only going to go up 2.2% over the next 20 years, whereas your electricity bill was going to go up 6.7% over the next 20 years.
Okay.
So I think you could understand this if you graphed it out. Let me see if you understand it.
So if we go, and let's say this is the cost, and this is time.
Yeah.
So with my utility bill, it's going to look like basically going up. So my utility is going to constantly increase at that pretty aggressive rate.
Yeah.
But at this one, it's going to start almost at the exact same spot with the 189 and the 200, but then as the time goes on, it's actually going to separate.
Yeah, exactly. And you're going to, this area of the graph here is how much you're going to save. You're going to save $36,000.
Got it.
So it adds up over the long run. Even in the short term, it doesn't seem like a big change.
Yeah, so right in this area, it's, hey, I'm saving a little bit of money, but in 5 years, when kid number 3 is on the way, in 10 years, when we're getting a new car, I'll start really, really enjoying those savings.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I can see that if I go solar, whether it's cash or solar as a service, I'm going to save money. But going back to this is purely a financial decision. What if I took that $25,000 and I invested it in something else?
Right, okay. So let's say you wanted to invest in something safe, like a bond.
Yeah.
So a bond pays out 4.8% annually. And if we take 4.8% that you've invested in a bond and we multiply it by $25,000, which is how much you would have spent to go solar, if you'd done a cash system instead of a solar as a service, we covered that. If you did that and you multiplied it by 20 years, you would make about $35,000. We ran the numbers, it was $35,926.
Well, and that's huge. I mean, that's one of my kids going through college right there.
Right, exactly. Except that you forgot you still have an electricity bill. You didn't get rid of your electricity bill, which over 20 years was $96,000. So by investing in a bond instead of solar, you're gonna lose $60,000.
Okay, so kids are not going to college now.
Kids can't go to college.
Okay, no more college. All right, I see what you're saying. That's a huge amount of money.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So no matter how you do it, switching to solar is going to save you money in the long run, maybe enough to send your kids to college.
Or in 20 years, maybe pay for their books.
Yeah, either way, check out the description below where we put a link where we crunched all of these numbers so you can check them out yourself. And of course, subscribe to our videos.
And for the record, I'm not at all convinced of any of this.